Alright, welcome to another episode of War Daddies with me and Travis. We are joined by Derek from Wichita, who is running our Heartrender GT on the 21st. And we've got several events getting ready to hit the Great Plains, not Midwest. We're Great Plains here. So we got Big Beef Beatdown hitting the same weekend as Heartrender, February 21st. Still have tickets available if people are looking to get a GT in. We have Hog Pit in March 21st, a month later. Have you guys ever gone to this one?
I haven't. I went to the other one, the other Arkansas one, which is at the event con, which is sort of similar. This is just kind of the smaller one.
Okay. So they still got 22 tickets, March 22nd. It's in Springdale, Arkansas. I would love to go to this, but I think with Bash being moved, I'm going to have to miss it.
I'm going to Hog Pit.
Yeah, it's one of those unfortunate ones where Bash had to push theirs back, and of course they pushed it back to the week before.
Yeah, but can't. They wanted everyone to be safe. I get that. Still wish I could have played that week. We got Taxman Cometh 3, April 11th. The event that's your reminder to get your taxes done. They still have 27 tickets left. It is in Edmond Unplugged. I missed last year's, which was kind of a kick in the butt for me, but the first one was fantastic. Loved it. And we have game nights, Midwest Bash, and I don't
think.
I think they're sold out on this one.
Midwest Bash is sold out. The next one would be Midwest Conquest in Kansas City in May.
So, and then I was scrolling through tabs, and our website's got some updated text and looks to it, and it looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
We can thank Chase for that.
Yeah, thank you, Chase, because I love black and red. Those are some of my favorite colors, so I will not complain about this scheme at all. And the only thing I will is, you Missouri guys are topping the leaderboard right now. So Alex, Ron, Tristan taking those top 3 spots. Then Carson, Luke, Keegan, Dylan, and Joe rounding out our top 8 right now. You just updated the standings, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Travis?
Yeah, this last weekend.
So, updated. Derek's going to have to play at least one more event if he wants to get back into that top 8.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with TOing is you're kind of wasted GT. You get the 25 points, you don't really get a chance to perform, so I think I'm probably where I'm going to be.
Hey, you got Taxman coming up, you got Arkansas, you got lots of GTs you could go to.
Yeah, that's true.
Show them how to play Skaven the right way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least.
Yeah.
Not including yours?
Yeah. Lots of events coming up. We're almost drowning in events, it feels like, which is kind of nice because I want to play like every month.
It sucks that you have such limited PTO when Wichita's like in a good 3-4 hour radius of, I don't know, 10 GTs maybe?
Yeah. Anything in Oklahoma, anything in Kansas City. And Springfield
as well.
Yeah, but it's a good little center. I just take my days unpaid and tell my boss I won't be there because I don't get very good vacation for my job, so
Yeah.
Okay, so Derek, why don't you go about and tell us a little about Heartrender? I didn't even get a screen tab up for that. I'm doing terrible.
Hey, Austin, could you mute your mic if you get a chance?
I have them muted on my end too.
Okay. I'll
So
mute
it,
If he doesn't, I can mute him for the server.
Oh, you've got that kind of power.
right, we got Travis here with power.
Travis Powers. Yeah, Heartrender. So I was a TO for a lot of other people's tournaments, you know, like stepping into a lot of the Oklahoma City ones, filling in for Flying Monkey, but really it's kind of just like the hired TO. Didn't really get to have making decisions by myself. I was kind of just the nerd who knew all the rules. And then our local shop, Wizards Alley, really made some big moves. Anyways, like I said, I had a lot of kind of standing in TOing, but I didn't really have the freedom to make my own decisions and stuff like that. And our local store, Wizards Alley, had kind of snagged a space right next to our behind their current shop. So I was like, holy crap, that's my opening. I'm gonna try my own tournament there, see if we can actually bring in as many people as we do for Flying Monkey. Which, I don't know, Travis, is Flying Monkey probably the biggest tournament in the region?
I think so.
I think it had 60,
it's the biggest so
maybe?
far. This last one had, 1 second. Flying Monkey had, get rid of the TO, 65.
Yeah, 65. So I think it's just one of those ones where we're just kind of in the... It's a lot, kind of reminds me of Big Beef, where we're in a region where it brings in a lot of other regions, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I was just kind of wondering, hey, maybe we could, you know, repeat that and try to fill something up. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I can run it, which is kind of nerve-wracking, right? Because if you're kind of grassrooting a GT, there's so much aspects that you need, a lot of logistics and stuff like that. So I was like, screw it, let's try it. Got with the shop owner, he's like, hell yeah, let's do it. Consulted the schedule, picked a date. It's like, all right, it's happening.
And it's gonna go perfect.
It's gonna go perfect. Yeah. There's no one's gonna try to fight me.
Well, Charles may try to fight you, but
Charles will try. But yeah, I kind of asked myself, like, you know, what makes a good GT? And I don't want to fluff his feathers a little bit, but I kind of look at what Travis was doing for Vault Wars. That was kind of like renowned as like the golden standard. So I'm like, you know, what's he doing? Why is this such a successful event? I think if that's like a lot on the admin side as well. Just like, I think we've all been to a tournament that had some hiccups, and just the hiccups are so easy, but like if they're not running well, not running smoothly, it just kind of ruins the experience, or, you know, just really pisses people off, like, oh, why were the pairings like this, or something like that. So, yeah, Travis, I copied a lot from Travis, all the hard
Thank
work
you.
him and Tyler did.
good
But I
people
think-
to steal stuff from.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely the gold standard in the region for like a super well-ran GT. But I think one of my other kind of goals setting out, one of my missions, was terrain. I think AoS 2.0 didn't really have terrain rules. We had to make our own. And not only that, a lot of our terrain were kind of relics from Old World. So we kind of had some really outdated stuff, which is fine. You know, it works. We all know what the like foam hills were, right? We're all used to that.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, 3.0, we were like, oh, hey, here's terrain rules, which was sort of bittersweet because we're like, hey, we have functional terrain rules. However, we had kind of an antiquated set of terrain for that. So, especially with this last season, obscuring being insanely huge, it's like, okay, you can have like an obscuring whatever this random set of shit that we've given you is. So I thought, like, hey, that's great, you're giving us rules. We need to try to play catch up with making the terrain rules usable on usable pieces. So yeah, what I kind of did, I looked at what some of the like worlds are, like, the masters and stuff were doing, and a lot of what they were doing is making flat pieces, like big flat pieces. So if you think of like a city, you just have a whole bunch of big cities on there. It's not super friendly to monsters, so you're kind of artificially nerfing monsters by having stuff they literally can't sit on. So, kind of doing an experiment here, I printed out 50 flat plates, so for our obscuring pieces. So each table is going to have 2 flat pieces. That way you can easily use obscuring, and monsters can kind of have a little bit of free movement. Or not free movement, but mostly not as dampened movement. So that was kind of one big thing. Like, even with Travis, how he does Vault Wars, his sets are amazing, but they might not be, he can't really respond to GW giving us different rules or GW giving us different terrain sizes. Because I don't know if last season they even gave us suggested sizes.
There was, but nobody really paid attention to it.
Sure, yeah. So, you can have this like really amazing set, which is a question I ask myself. Would people rather have really thematic stuff, or would they rather have functional stuff?
Both.
So I tried to kind of meet people halfway. I made some really cool terrain sets that also had a flat piece that goes with it. The flat pieces aren't super sexy or anything like that, but they are practical.
Yeah.
So that was one big thing that I went for. We'll see how it is. I know a lot of the bigger tournaments are kind of going to that. Like, they'll have cutouts, like Mylar cutouts or plastic cutouts, whatever. I think that's what Masters had.
I've got a few of those.
Yeah, or even the neoprene. I looked at the neoprenes, but they're just was so expensive to start with 50 of them. This wasn't quite practical for my budget.
Now, with making them, did you paint it yourself, or did you enlist a team of people?
So, oh man, cue my last 4 months of torture.
That's my problem too.
Oh my god, yes.
Getting people to paint terrain.
So
I'm pretty sure you had some volunteers in the area.
I had some. A couple of them weren't able to do it. They kind of had some stuff. I did get Dwight. Dwight was able to paint some, so I just dumped a whole bunch of shit on his porch, basically. Charles is doing a few, but the vast bulk of it was just me for 4 months straight. Just like printing and painting. I finished my last set of actual terrain literally an hour before the stream. But yeah, I've been, now I've got like the kind of pie plate wildwoods that I'm burning through.
Oh, just go get some of that spray paint camo paint and call it good.
Yeah,
no, so
dry brush it.
That's the other thing. I think some tournaments like rely on other people's terrain and stuff like that, to where it's kind of, you look at 40K, so we're trying to go halfway between 40K and what we have now. 40K has extremely practical terrain, but it looks like dog shit, right? Like, it's not immersive at all. So, I definitely, AoS people are more kind of into the thematic stuff, so I definitely put way too much effort into this terrain.
There's no such thing.
Oh my god. Well, try that with 20 tables.
Yeah, you tried to be a glutton and get more tables, so I want to hear you complaining.
Well, at that point, I would have reached out to people like, hey, I literally can't fucking do this. I need some help.
Oh.
Yeah. You think printing's cheap until you scale it to 25 tables. Yeah, I don't even want to think about how much money I've spent on STLs and filament, but anyways, all of that work is going to go, it's there now, so it's like a upfronted work, and then it's going to last for, many years, different events and stuff like that.
So if somebody breaks a piece of terrain at this tournament, do they do they instantly lose?
No, I mean the it's you
They,
think
they
it's a
have to
risk
get
you're
a
taking.
shot of Malort,
Malort.
right?
Oh no. Yeah, we'll have to have some odd crime and punishments.
Yeah.
But yeah, Travis, I'm always curious. What do you think about your terrain? Because I know you're big on that. You have themed tables,
Yep.
which is awesome. But do you find like kind of what I was talking about that maybe some of the shapes or
Oh, for sure.
sizes don't quite
There's
fit?
there's certain tables that we can't even put out for like a GT because the terrain's just too big. Like it just doesn't work, for the map. So, like going kind of with you, I've tried to do competitions of having somebody print 8, 10 something of the same template and saying, hey, this month we're doing a painting competition. You grab 2, and then suddenly I have 5 tables of obscuring terrain done.
Yeah.
But I think we have at least 2 or 3 just full sets of terrain in the back that nobody's picked up and painted. So either me or somebody will eventually have to get through those. And then Mitch, who does most of our printing, he's a great guy. He's always willing to print whatever we want. I think him and Don have been talking for Summergeddon to get more tables. So, but Don's doing kind of like what you're talking about, more of a standard set, at least for a majority of the tables, so that yes, it's kind of samey and easier to store and keep track of, but should help with the 100+ player events he's looking to do.
Yeah, for sure. Do you still feel like you're onto that ethos of that you really want your table's terrain to match the mat, or do you think that's like not realistic?
I still prefer it. I know I intentionally will put desert stuff in a grass mat just to piss off Tyler.
Oh, okay.
But most of the time, yeah, I'd like to have it matching.
Yeah.
Except desert and grass.
Yeah.
Desert and grass, snow and mud, something like that.
Yeah. I'm not quite there yet because I'm using all of the store's mats, but I think I'm gonna try to go there because I put so much effort. But man, if you take like the price of a mat times 25, it's like holy shit, not happening.
You figure
those mats are
$80 to $100 each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, terrain was a big one. Some other kind of stuff I was like asking myself, like, what do people care about? What makes a tournament good? Ran well, just like on the admin side. I think obviously looked at Vault Wars, how they just always had that down. How their rounds were starting, how the pairings were. Everything was explicit on the packet, which is another good thing. But another thing I was kind of thinking of is prize support. I kind of trying something out, which I guess I haven't been to Summergeddon, but I believe this is how Dawn does it. I chose to not give additional prizes in terms of merchandise to placings, such as like first, second, third, best in Grand Alliance, or the kind of standard ones. We have a painting competition as well. And what I'm going to do is kind of like just give them all out as door prizes. Kind of do it like the random. And that way it kind of... Basically the small guy, the guy who's not going to win, which is your average person, right? Because, you've got like maybe like 10 people are consistently placing in the top 3. They don't need any more shit. But, the guy who's his first tournament, and holy shit, he won a battle force. Like, he's going to remember that. That's going to be a way better core memory that's going to kind of get that person out to more events. Like, hey, these guys are, I don't have to be cutthroat to actually, get rewarded.
Right, yeah. You can say, hey, I spent $60 on a ticket, and I got a $250 box.
Yeah.
Or, whatever, however much a spearhead is these days. Yeah.
Yeah. I got almost triple my ticket price and price support. Yeah.
Yeah. And Travis, I don't know who popularized this, but the Vault Wars was the first time that I had seen it, where you had like the table of shit that you get to pick. Was that kind of something you guys had?
Yeah, that's what we do. I don't do the hand it out during the tournament. I'd like to take the picture of the table of prizes.
Yeah.
Just to have that picture, and we do the swords and the knives and everything else, and I think that's a pretty cool display.
Yeah.
I mean, both ways of handing out prizes are great. But yeah, setting up the table and just letting everybody see, what's up for grabs, that's always cool.
Yeah, and it kind of like keeps their morale up as well, right? So
yeah.
It gets people excited to finish out the whole tournament too, because
yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I don't have a chance, and I may not win a door prize. I'll just go ahead and cut out since I'm already 0-3 day one.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Like no, like now you have this chance to come home with a $250 box, and it's like, oh, I wanted to get into Hellsmiths, which is one of your prizes. And it's like, that's awesome. I was showing my son. I'm like, look at all this stuff that Derek has for Heartrender. And he's like, is that another Hellsmiths box? I was like, yeah. He's like, I kind of want that. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. And I'm like, and it's like, oh, there's Soulblight, and there's Sylvaneth, and there's all those goodies. And it's like, I'm trying to get like that full wolf army going. And it's like, man, you got like 10 different things on that table that's like, I want a lot of that. Like, it's hard for me not to be upset if I get anything.
Yeah. But moving forward, the one thing that I don't want people to feel slighted if they won and they're like, well, I didn't really get anything. So, with that kind of in mind, I set out to make really nice trophies. Travis kind of did the personalized thing with the daggers or swords, whatever you want to call them, with like the custom, event name and stuff, and totally the right year was printed on them. So stuff like that. I think that's another thing that really kind of makes people like, oh hell yeah, look at these awards, they're personalized. So I spent a lot of time, reached out to some designers. I had Marcus. I don't know if you guys know who Marcus Miller is, but he kind of comes to a lot of tournaments. He's from Dallas-Fort Worth area. He's a graphic designer by trade. Had him design some stuff. Got some pretty cool trophies made.
You
got
mean this trophy?
Look at that.
Ooh, hold on. Do I got a painted one? How can I drop you a painted one?
I think you can also just take the screen.
Well, I don't know if I have it on my whatever. We won't worry about that right now. Yeah, that's
something people can be excited to see.
Yeah, this was a cool one. So I had to learn Blender to make this.
Yeah.
So, but I hope that stuff like this is like, oh, that's awesome. It's not just like something they found on Etsy. It's like pretty personalized. Like, oh, that's Heartrender. That's literally the Daughters of Cain spell on the plinth. I had talked to Obed from Arkansas. He had helped me kind of go through the process of designing it because he has a background in art as well. So yeah, I 3D printed these out, which is really cool too. To like, hey, I designed something, and then I have this tangible thing. Like, this is cool. I made this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I have those for the placing. I think if you, in the Great Plains, I posted some of the other stuff that Marcus had designed. I don't know. But yeah, so here's another one. These are measuring stick gauges. I had them, Derek from Colorado, the Average Gets guys. He has a company, like a 3D printing company, or not 3D printing, a laser printing company. So I had these made. If you open them up, it's like the kind of measuring gauge thing. So I had these. If you could go to the next photo, I think it's the kind of medallions.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, so these are for the painting competition. We got 3 categories. Then you got your 3 kind of ones like that. What was the other thing? Oh, and then obviously just made some measuring gauges. But I think.
oh, that's.
Oh, hey, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's a tiny little good.
Actual size.
Yeah.
Actual.
This is your
Hey, look.
half-inch coherency. But anyways, you think about swag bags. Maybe I'm a little pessimistic, but I think most swag that you get is trash, and I'm just gonna throw it away, which I hate because I hate being wasteful. So I kind of thought what do people actually want? And it's kind of hard because
Yeah, look at all these.
yeah, they're little fairy stuff. So I thought a sticker, a measuring gauge, and a dice is kind of the only thing that people.
That's the basic.
That's
Yep.
the basic, yeah.
Yeah.
And man, it's just you don't think about unless it's your budget. You don't think about how when you multiply stuff by 50, stuff becomes so unreasonably cost.
Did you do Baron a dice for the dice?
Well, luckily enough, hopefully no one knows this. Baron of Dice actually had a Heartrender dice. It's so I just bought the Daughters of Cain one. Bought
Okay.
50 of those. So I looked out there.
If you do custom, he has a minimum, and you have to order the minimum.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's pricey, so I have enough Vault Wars dice for the next 3 years.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just something you don't think about. Times 50 on any price makes it so harder, especially if it's coming out of your wallet. It's just kind of hard to rationalize.
Okay.
But yeah, here we are.
So, all right, I finally found it. Got it up here.
There we go.
The table.
This is the start, so we haven't completely finished everything. This is all the shit that I could fit in my car.
You need a bigger car.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the point,
He's spending all this money on the tournament, man.
yeah,
What do you want?
Yeah. No, I want him to keep doing tournament.
I don't want to think where I'm at in the red, but yeah, let's just put our fingers in our ears. Yeah, so Bam is ordering a bunch of stuff. So this was kind of the first haul. But yeah, it seems this is kind of the inaugural Heartrender, so I'm trying to really go hard on prize support. And Bam was really cool. He was willing to put out a lot too. Bam is the store owner.
Bam is awesome.
Yeah, so we'll see. It'll get bigger. Yeah, money.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah. Kind of most of the things I was thinking about. A lot of weird logistics stuff that you would never think of. A lot of weird, just small things that come up. Like how you're handling this, how you're handling that. And I got most of that covered in the tournament just because I've been through TOing so many different tournaments with, I don't know, Flying Monkey is always problematic. There's always a lot of problems there. So I think I've kind of seen a lot of the shit, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Or you could be like Travis, who never has anything, and like to quote him on the last one, TOing's easy.
Well, you didn't hold a costume party like me, so you don't have to tell people to dress decently because, you're in public and there will be children.
I don't know how many different times we had to put, remember, there will be at least one child there.
I don't think I'm concerned with scarring your child, though. I think he's already pretty gone in terms of that.
I mean, if you've met his mother, you'll understand that statement.
Yeah.
And if you've played against him, you've either had a very enjoyable game where you crushed the dreams of a small child, or he did just nasty shenanigans to you and you're like, what just happened? Those are about the only two things I ever hear about him. But I always hear he's always a fun person to play against.
Yeah, I'm playing in a competitive TTS tournament right now, and TTS lists, seeing as there's no barrier to entry with buying the models, are pretty heinous. And then I'm thinking,
They're nuts,
I'm like,
yeah.
this is just what Alec does.
Yeah.
Like, oh hey, here's one problematic unit. What if we multiplied it by 15?
So, I was watching a YouTube short from Caleb Hastings today, and it was 19 spawns of Chotek versus Mega
yeah,
Gargan.
we're facing that. We threw Jose into that. It's like, I think it's 21. I think this list has 21 spawn of Chotek in it. And it's like, it's one of those bastardizations where GW would have never thought of that. So like, they can't balance the game on something like that because that shouldn't be a possibility.
Yeah. And it's like, I showed him that video, and my son's like, I need 15 more spawns, Dad. And I'm like, you got a printer, you can use your money for your filament, and you can do that.
Yeah.
I'm not buying more. I bought 2 of the new kit. They're fantastic. I got 2 of the metal kits. They're tiny, but still kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's like...
But yeah, you can imagine GW, it's like, do we nerf the spawn of Chotek? Because if you put 21 of them in there,
It goes
they
nuts,
can't,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's unbeatable. Ooh.
They got, what, like 9 health? Or something? 8 or 9 health. They're crap save, but for a 90-point unit, their potential damage is absurd.
Yeah, and if you have 21 of them, you can actually spike a few
Well,
times.
yeah, it's the weight of dice by then.
Yeah, and they got crits on 6 when they shoot. Like,
Yeah.
sure, let's just throw 11 damage on a random 6 that we rolled, because we did.
And then they reduce the save too, right? That's the other thing.
Yeah, they reduced the save too.
Which I think isn't once per turn army.
I don't know,
So you
but it
can-
only
you can
matters
Right, just as
if you
passive.
have that many,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, ew.
Yeah, it's just passive, so
Yep.
it's anytime.
But I mean, it's a maximum 1, but who cares? You went from Ren 2 to Ren 3 on your next 18 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's roll some dice for silly shenanigans. Which
Yeah, that's kind of all I had to say about Heartrender. I didn't really have too much more.
What was your biggest challenge going into this? Was it the terrain, or
It was definitely the terrain. 25 tables, just printing them, and printing's not fast at all. So printing is a nightmare if you're trying to print a set. So I didn't have a system, so I kept like reprinting the same piece. But if you're mass printing, eventually I got 2 printers, and you don't have a system, it's just like such a nightmare. Also storage, so like if you're in the middle of painting, my house has been a fucking nightmare for many months because I have a million craft paints just like everywhere, and like dirty dry brushes everywhere. Yeah, storing, yeah, just terrain in general. It's a nightmare. It literally made me want to stop the hobby. I'm like, after this, I'm done. I had reached out to some other TOs, and they're like, that means you're doing it right. If you want to quit the hobby because of this, it means you're doing it right.
Oh my. That is... oof. That is
Well,
a
we
depressing
appreciate it
thought.
there.
We'll see. We'll see.
I appreciate all the TOs that go through this heartache and troubles, because if you guys weren't doing this, I would be very sad with this hobby, because I love playing the game. I love going to these events. I want to see all the people I've met from Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Colorado. I want to see these guys. I want to see them again. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, Travis, what a weird thing, like, to just, like, not play at your events, right? Or not get to,
Yeah.
like, hey, let me do a whole lot of heartache, and then just, like, watch my friends play.
You think
Weird,
you're,
right? What a
you think you're
weird
better than
thing.
me or something?
All right.
You're getting 25 points no matter what. You might as well, at least have some fun.
You might as well play Gargants for the people who are getting a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Laurent's trying to get in this tournament. If we add him, there is an odd number of players. You join in. We're at 52. Perfect.
Or someone drops Friday night. Laurent's already here. She's in.
I just have PTSD from monkeys of like people being combative. So I'm like imagining trying to play a game while someone comes over and tries to fight me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
All right, you hear this, everyone?
Just hit him with
don't be an ass to Derek because we want more Heartrenders.
just hit him with let's just roll a dice on it.
Yeah. Brett, so
the worst you can do is give them a wrong ruling like Travis and find out 2 weeks later.
I will say that is the hard part about being a TO, is you have to make a decision and everyone's going to hate it. So like, especially like rulings, there are definitely some rulings unless you're like in the coaches Discord constantly seeing these like weird niche cases, and you have to just like make a ruling knowing that you might be wrong. And like some people can't really stomach that, and then we'll like come up later and be like, here you are, you piece of shit. Look, or or GW will make the ruling the next
2
patch,
weeks later.
and then
It's fine.
Brett, we were considering opening a bottom table that they have to play in the actual alley on cardboard, like street urchins. Because there is literally, it's connected to an alley, like a big city alley. That's like, bricks and everything. Just kind of throw a cardboard, 6x4 down. It would be great.
That should be table 1, the top table.
Yeah.
So that you're already
you can do good
out, really trying, and now you've got
the
environmental hazards. It's part of the battle plan, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bird shitting on your table and everything else.
Maybe some homeless guy might piss on some of your models.
Oh. I've seen that area of town, and that's not like an unfeasible thing that could happen.
How bad do you want to win?
Yeah, dude, let's test your metal.
Hey, homeless guy, here's $20. Piss on his models. There's your definition of pay to win right there.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, all right. So, do we want to go into some lists?
Yeah, you could bring out the document and I can kind of talk about some more stuff.
I put the Heartrender? Here we go. I got the tab. Dang it. I clicked the wrong thing.
I don't even know what this is. Probably no one knows what this is.
I've read it at least 3 times, and I've probably missed stuff.
I have it open on my computer for the last month.
Yeah. So, the important stuff. Doors open at 8. We get our announcements, 8:45 to 9. And we're starting at 9. And then lunch, 12 to 1. We get an hour lunch. That is awesome. There are so many good restaurants next to Wizards that you're, like, there's a Korean barbecue that's like half a mile away. There's the barbecue. Bam's food in the alley. It's good.
Also, I gotta promote Wizards. Wizards has some pretty good food as well, so I'm trying.
Yes. Yeah.
If you don't want to leave, especially if you're like the game goes long, you can order a whole bunch of stuff. Bam is stocking up on drinks. He does have alcohol there as well, so definitely support the store. They really kind of went out on a limb and gave us a lot of prize support. So order food.
Yes, order food.
I think here's something that I learned from Travis as well. They release your pairings as soon as possible. So if you're at lunch and you don't want to enjoy your lunch, you can just like look at your pairing and be like, oh, there's no way I could win this, and stress out about that. So that's pretty cool. No, but
I love seeing my pairings as quick as I can, because especially at lunch, because then it's like I've got an hour to at least think how to not get steamed.
Or talk to your friends on how do I play this. Yeah.
I will spend a whole lunch talking to people. I'm like, hey, what do you know about this army? Have you played them? Do you know what it does? It is a great time to ask questions.
But I did, that was one of my biggest, like a huge memory for me. My first, I don't know if I went to Vault Wars or if Guts and Glory was the first one, but you know, effectively the same team putting it on. But I remember at lunch, I'm like, oh my god, the pairings are here right away. And that made me, because I'm kind of like a nervous player, I remember some tournaments wouldn't do it right before until the round, but I want to like get to my table, set up my table, that way I don't have to like listen to you explain your convoluted rules while like setting up terrain and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just stuff like that is like little quality of life things that I kind of learned from the Travis and the Springfield crew.
Yep. So, passing seasons. Game 2, short break. Game 3, Surge of Slaughter. And then the paint competition. I'm a terrible painter. I'm not worried about this. But I know we got some good painters coming up, and I can't wait to see the stuff they're bringing.
Is it just a paint competition, or is there like participation points?
So there will be ITC participation points. Like
Okay.
if you're if you're interested in the ITC scoring circuit, which some people are, so that's going to be completely separate from the actual competition. We're kind of trying to, Brett, you didn't make it to Oklahoma Open, but they tried to have like a real strong. Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, dude, that's been so long. You didn't make it Taxman, that's what you're saying. Anyways, they really tried to make a painting competition, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do as well.
Yeah. Because, what was it? Marcus from Texas won a bunch of them?
Yeah.
And then you got one.
No, I got second place. I lost to Jose. I spent a month painting a Kato model, and freaking Jose wins everything.
That's because he only has one army, and that's what he spends all of his love on.
That's true.
And I have 50 armies, and I give them no love.
Yeah.
So
I think a big thing too is the game 2 to game 3 15-minute break. I think Travis, you guys do that as well, but I've had like some of the Flying Monkeys back in the day did not have that, and that is an absolute nightmare.
I do appreciate that small break, because that's like that gives me enough time. I can go to my son. I'm like, hey, how'd your game go? Do you need water? Do you need a snack? Are you worried about your next match? And I can talk to him and give him pointers. And
I think about it from a game, like say your game went to 3 hours, you're stressed out, you barely made it, and your shit is everywhere.
Yeah.
And having to pick all of your shit up, because now the time's ticking, right? So now you're like, oh shit, I'm already wasting time. So I'm going to go in there stressed out, and then you're going to tell me all of your rules, and I'm already stressed out. It's like, oof.
Yeah, definitely. I like that small break. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it can give you that reset.
Especially for newer players. I know, that game 3, your brain is just mush.
Yeah.
So having a short reset, get water, get a snack, something will help.
Yeah. So, painting competition, Sunday, doors, 8 o'clock, announcements, 8:45, the game, life cycle, 9 o'clock, lunch, go eat at Wizards. They got the barbecue. It's delicious. I've had a lot of them.
They also have Seraphon-sized Dino Nuggets.
Oh, they do have the Dino Nuggets. I forgot about that.
Travis, I know what you're thinking. Really, dinosaur chicken nuggets? No, these are adult-sized. These aren't your children's chicken nuggets.
I was actually thinking Joe Dale playing Sons might get confused and actually eat Jose's models.
That's true.
Doesn't he have like a dessert called Wizard's Balls too?
I'm not sure.
I know he was like talking about getting it on the menu. It's like a doughy, chocolatey thing.
Oh yeah.
So,
anyways, check the menu out.
Yeah, the menu's good. Like, I like the food there. I'd eat it, and sometimes it's like, sweet. I don't have to leave the store. I got my food. Yes, Exactly. You can bark again. Game 5, 1 o'clock. We're going to Creeping Corruption. And after that, we got awards.
Blah, blah, blah. That's kind of the only page that actually matters, right? We kind of got...
This is where everyone stops reading
Yep.
here. No one else cares about the rest of this.
Yep.
But best
Sending 2
painted
people to
army.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
No, actually, this packet needs to be updated. We got shafted. We got
No.
we got the big 0.
0?
0.
Ah.
I was just waiting. I was waiting for this special moment to let everyone down.
You're gonna have so many drops now.
Hopefully, we can get LeBron.
Hey, LeBron can come play.
Yeah. No,
I'm still gonna come.
Yeah, that was pretty kind of... I was already in like not a shitty mood, but like this fucking sucks painting this terrain, and then that email was kind of like a god damn it, just like...
Yeah.
Travis, how long did it take for Vault Wars to get gold tickets?
Well, they weren't around the first year, and so because we had such a big first year, we quickly qualified for the second year.
Gotcha. And I had heard that first renditions aren't as attractive to them.
Yeah.
In terms, so hopefully that.
And I don't know if you read the article, but now they're kind of keeping track of how many tournaments and how big of tournaments TOs bring throughout the year. So I think that's partially what they're using. So if you run a lot of tournaments, or if you run a few big tournaments, that'll help you qualify.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna lock that behind TOs and events and quality or quantity.
They add another thing in that email, Travis. I don't know if you saw that they are keeping track of how many of your winners actually show up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was on the request.
Oh, yeah, I think maybe that was. But that kind of sucks, too, because, like, are you really going to get someone to go to Barcelona?
I mean, it's hard enough getting, like our Midwest and West Coast all the way to the East Coast in America. That's a trek in itself. Like, that's, 8-hour flight coast to coast? It's, like, a 14-hour drive from Kansas to the coast. Like, none of this is, like, small for us. And now you're saying, no, just go across an ocean. I really want to go across the ocean because that sounds awesome. So...
I'll take my golden ticket. I have no shame.
But, yep.
But yeah, bada. Nothing really anybody cares about unless maybe read through it once. Nothing really worth mentioning.
Painting competition.
3 categories.
Best army, best model, best unit. I think you said you were going to post something about the paint competition.
Oh yeah, that's totally in the works. Or you could have that, or you could have painted terrain. So pick and choose.
Pairings are random day 1.
Okay.
And then Swiss on day 2. Yes, you can grudge people. Do it.
Gabe's already taken.
Is he though? Did Joe get him?
I don't know.
I don't think Joe has a grudge yet. Dice, it's the standard symbol only on 6. 3 hours. If you're slow, you may have to play on a clock.
Basically.
And then unfinished games, which I am definitely stealing from your packet here.
Yeah, I think one of the kind of things, missions I set out to as a TO was to get people to finish their games. It just creates such a bad moment when you're at a tournament, a feel moment. So I kind of have, these seem pretty strict, but I don't know, so I go on the TO chat a lot for coaches, and Gareth Thomas is on there a lot, and I kind of talk to him about some of the things that happen. He's like, you're not there to be people's friend, because you're there to kind of like make something smooth, and sometimes that means being abrasive. So I kind of will walk around and start to be stern about people that are not on time, which, you know, is annoying to people, especially if they're in the moment where it's a stressful moment. But I think that's like one of the only ways to really get games to finish, is to kind of like keep people on track. Especially if you have, like, you know, someone, you keep track of it, like, oh, this guy's game didn't finish this time, it didn't finish this time, it didn't finish this time. You know, I've had instances before I'm like, all right, hey, you're on the clock. Sorry, man. Let's just see how this goes.
Yeah. Are you going to be doing call-outs for the round of where people should be?
So we haven't really established that. Maybe, like, last edition, maybe not last edition, but, like, many seasons ago. Yeah, last edition GW did. But they were so off that we really haven't established that. And I think it's kind of hard to really make those guidelines because so many armies play so differently. That
Yeah, it's very army dependent. Soulblight and Gits and you know, stuff that has a ton of models.
Versus like Suns, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think we can have milestones. I will give out time calls, and then I'll kind of like approach games at like maybe 30 minutes is when I'll start looking like, hey, this doesn't look like where it should be. Let's try to hurry it up. Basically, the talk through, or the talk it through, that moment just is so bad. I've encountered so many times where like you get bullied, and it seems like the louder person gets to kind of have more ground in the talk it out phase. So just really trying to get rid of that talk it out. We had some people that went to the big GW events in Texas, and you had some like really high caliber players that, like, you know, this very instance was a high caliber player, and one of our players, it didn't go to round 2, and the guy's like, or you know, round 2 didn't end, and then he was able to loudly talk his way to a win, and the judge is like, yep, and like, just seems preposterous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't even made it halfway through the game.
Yeah, and like people kind of get really like big chested. Oh, I can do this, I can do that, and then, you know, especially if you're newer, you don't understand, oh, the nuances of, hey, if I was in the moment, I would have done this, or you know, like, you know, would you have even seen me trying to do this? Just anyways, the talk it out phase is kind of sloppy. So these are kind of like rules that Sparkle's kind of developed to be like, hey, let's find a way to mitigate that, and came out with a decent document, I would suppose.
I like it.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. So
there's the maps.
Yeah. Let me talk about it, because this is big too, and I would love to hear Travis's input on this. It's how do you pick your maps? How do you pick the order? So I kind of put a lot of thought into this. I did catch some crap on this one. I might have dropped the ball a little bit, but things I think of, and you know, chime in anytime, Travis. I want to vary deployment. I want to vary objective count, and I kind of want to vary where the fight is. Because you want to say, you know, let's do the polar opposites. Let's have Suns versus a Horde. You want to have missions for those armies, and you want to have missions not for those armies. That way, if you have one of those, you know, I'll say skew armies, you want them to be able to prove themselves and play to their strengths.
Right.
So here I've got, maybe they're kind of leaning on too many. It's an average of 5. We've got 6, 6, 4, 4, 5. So, you know, I wasn't too concerned, because if you look at a lot of the scorings, control more isn't as valuable.
Right.
So, you know, I caught a lot of shit from Nick, who's, you know, a Garget player. He's like, oh, these 6 objectives. It's like, yeah, you're losing maybe 1 to 2 points, I believe, on a lot of these. So, you know, F you, Nick, I don't care. So, you know, just control more, get your battles out.
And there's only so many lower objective plans. One's Noxus, one's Life Roots.
Yeah, so
or life cycle.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this season we really only have 2,
Yeah.
and most people don't like life cycle, and noxious is,
Obnoxious?
Yeah.
well, it's
I
it's argued.
love Noxious.
I like noxious when I'm not playing Brett.
It was a fantastic game.
But yeah, same thing with like battle tactics. You want, you obviously look at scouts or whatever rendition scouts was, right? In every edition, I think it was take the flanks was in, our scouts of the last season. But you want some that are easy. You got first and second. Some that are hard, third and fifth, and then some that are average life cycle. So things like that. Oh, Sunday, you went out. Sorry. Those are kind of thoughts. There's also some logic into when you put which map where. You have round 3 is a pretty brain dead one. Not brain dead, but like you are exhausted, mentally exhausted.
Tired, yeah.
So you don't want the mission to be super involved. So you don't want to put your one that has a whole, here's an exaggerated one, like passive fate, right? Because it's going to require so much mental prowess or mental effort that you don't want that on 3. And then you kind of want your, in my opinion, Travis, you can chime in here too. I want harder missions, or maybe not harder in terms of mechanics, but like taking more skill expression on day 4 and 5, or round 4 and 5.
Yep, and I think the harder mission after lunch, so that they have the hour to look at it, to think, to do all that.
Yeah, totally. Travis, how do you approach picking missions?
I do it just like you did. You're saying. I usually choose 4 or 5, and usually 1-3 objective, and then just like you said, harder missions the second day, and then I usually have a pretty simple one for day 1 in the morning, and then the hardest one after lunch, and then another more simple for game 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like this season, I've got it as a spreadsheet. Season GT missions, Bountiful Equinox, and Life Cycle are the 2 most popular missions. The 2 least popular are Paths of the Fae and Life Roots, which only 2 GTs have ran that.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing to think about is we're kind of late season now, and people are kind of fucking tired of certain ones. So at that point, you start to look at some of the questionable ones, like, Paths of Fae. Is it interesting to put in, or is it, kind of shit? Or, Paths of Fae is kind of a crazy one, but like Noxious Nexus, or even, what was the Grasping Thorns one, or Grasping Roots?
Yeah, Grasping Thorns, or Grasp of Thorns.
It's the same missions. It's hard. Like, Travis had a spreadsheet. He kept tabs on all the battle plans, and you can't win. Like, everyone has played these multiple times, multiple GTs. So, the real late ones, I think Arkansas is doing Paths of the Fae.
They're the only one that's done Paths of the Fae.
Yeah, and that's because they're super late season. So, fuck it, let's do something crazy, right?
Yeah. They're also doing Grasp of Thorns, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
They got some balls on their list, or their tournament choice.
Yeah, and that's cool. I think it all depends on the person. Like, as a TO, you're never going to make everyone happy, because you're going to have the, like, hyper-competitive people that are like, this is an absolute trash battle plan, why are you adding it? And then, you might have the majority of people like, this sounds fun, that aren't going to be, like, really upset that this tournament, had this kind of, like, really what the hell one.
Yeah, for Vault Wars, we do the pick 7, and we're only playing 5.
Yeah.
And so I think I had Paths of the Fae, and I forgot what the other one was, but I got a email from somebody who was looking to join, and they're like, is this going to be a narrative event? Because I see these 2 missions on there, and I'm not coming if we're playing those.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of what we're about to see on lists, I think you should really build your list to the battle plans. So you know
That and your tactics.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Your
absolutely.
choice of battle plans definitely affect both my list and the tactics
Yeah.
I'm bringing.
So last Vault Wars, you had what was this the count the terrain mission? What's that one called?
That would be life roots.
Yeah, life
I'm
roots.
the only one to run that mission.
So you had life roots, and I had the battle tactic that step 1 was control more. So I literally had to change battle tactics in my army a little bit because I'm like, I just can't score them. So you know, if you're trying to do well, I think the missions really lend itself into list tailoring. Not list tailoring, but tailor it to the missions. And I've been kind of dipping my toes into the team environment, and teams, which hopefully we're going to kind of pick up within the region, that's what you kind of think of, because you're able to pick your army into a certain battle plan in the matching pairings. So just like understanding how your army interacts with battle plans is super important, especially for getting better.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
We're already an hour in. Let's
Yeah.
start these lists.
we got tactics.
Oh yeah.
Not quite updated. Those 4 missing ones are, or those 3 missing ones are in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's close enough. Restless, Intercept, Master, all the popular.
Yeah.
And I bet most of those are even paired.
Restless and Master, Restless and Intercept. That's it.
And let's see. And we've got 1 drops to 10 drops. 3 and 2 are about our sweet spot, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go back to this tab. Lists. What most people want. So we'll start off with Stormcast. We got Alec Anders, my son. He is playing the Army of Renown for Dragons. He's got Ionis, 4 guard, Karazai and Krondus with Krondus Spy. He flat out told me he wants to be done by turn 2. And
I mean, that's one way to do it. Bring all the big stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. He's gonna bring the big stuff.
Yeah. With these outlier lists, you still could catch other armies off guard. It's like, oh, my list was made to fight into a normal army, and like I don't know how to fight into whatever the hell this is.
Yeah.
And I don't think. I mean, very rarely do I see a Draconith Skywing. So.
Yeah. We got Anthony Hubble. I believe this is the other Army of Renown.
Is that? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Bastions. So lots of Grand Hammers.
Yeah, you can kind of
Gardas.
summarize it. You don't need to read it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like the Grand Hammers move D3 out of Deep Strike, right? Is that right,
Yep.
Travis?
If they are, if you're, they can drop within 6, I think, of Bastion. Here, I got it pulled
Oh,
up.
that's what it is. It's not D3.
And they don't have to be outside of 9. They can be outside of 3.
Yeah, and then the Lord Imperatant gives them like a 2d3 move. And Gardas is +1 to charge, so it could just not fail.
This is the old Pat list, huh?
That's it.
Yep.
I like it. It's gonna be fun. Another kind of like skew list that could just catch people off guard. Because those Annihilators will kill anything.
Alright, Travis, what's the big picture of your list?
It's to get my Quester Soulsworn on a soul marked objective, get that 5-up ward, and then force you to make bad trades while I sit with a 2-up save, 5-up ward, and you're fighting reclusions and questers, and I get +1 to hit from the vigilers, and I'm trying to assassinate somebody with the prosecutors,
Yep.
so blasting blessed weapons with the Lord Veritant.
Have you? So this is. I haven't really encountered this. Have you encountered the deep strike, or not deep strike, the teleporting prosecutors 3d6? But have you gotten screwed over by the redeploy?
Nope.
So do you try to hit 2 targets with your 3d6?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Don't roll
definitely
less
want to
than
try to
that.
make sure you have 2 within 9 inches,
Yeah.
so that whether they redeploy or not, then you got an easier charge. Sometimes I even send reclusions with them.
Okay. Sylvaneth. We've got Ashley and myself playing almost the exact same list. 6 heroes with the only difference is our traits. She has a spell ignore and I have extra movement. It's
Yeah.
every-
You've been playing. This is kind of something you picked up recently, Brett. Is it fun?
It is so much fun.
Yeah.
You get to pick 6 big guys. Well, Branch Witch isn't big. 5 big people. Got good casting. Got good fights. Got all the movement tricks you want. Drycha turns off wards. Durthu hits like a freaking truck. I love it.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting monster mash list for sure.
Yeah, and it's all revivable.
If you can roll a 4 up.
Yeah.
If you can roll 4 up.
Which
If you don't
sometime-
roll the 4 up, you're just sad.
Which sometimes feels like a 7-up.
Yeah. So, but then we get to David, who is playing the more traditional list. Teleporting Revenants, War Song's good caster. He's got the Drycha, but he's got 20 Spite Revenants who do crit mortals. So,
Yeah, Spy Revs are kind of the hotness after that last update, because I think they're 80 to 90 points.
yeah, they're cheap. Yeah. And Dryads are like the tankiest, worst unit in the game.
Yeah.
And then another semi-monster mash list.
We'll also be voting for our favorite list, Travis, if you want to keep that in mind.
Okay, I already sent Brett mine,
Oh, okay.
We got Clayton playing Doc.
Yeah, pretty classic. You know, you've got a whole bunch of
Sisters of
witches.
Slaughter.
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of the killy ones, one of the tanky ones, but he kind of went for Doomfire Warlocks, which is interesting. So he's kind of like being less murdery and more let's score tactics.
They also make a good screen.
Totally,
Yeah.
big footprint.
Cities. We got Luke. This is pretty similar to I think every list he's played for the last few months.
Yeah.
Talia's new for him. Talia's gonna be a pain in any monster's neck. And then we got Matt Kale with all the Steam Tank commanders
Yeah.
and cannons.
This is my favorite list.
The
This is the
Blitzkrieg.
10 drop. This one's pretty good. It reminds me of Gavin Greiger's LBO list from last year, right? But with more cannons,
2 years ago, I think.
maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Yeah, I
going to be
would-
pretty fun. And once again, 2-up saves, right, are going to be hard for some people to push through.
Yep.
Oh yeah. If you got mortals, you may not worry about that. If you don't, you might be in for a rough game.
Or if you can lock down everything.
Yeah, there's that too. Deepkin, we got Quentin Morse and I believe it's Josh McBride.
Yeah.
And I think their lists are almost identical, or are
They have-
identical.
Different sub-factions.
Yeah. The chassis, the foundation's the same. Kind of just some small changes. Do they have Scout? Okay, so
Scouting.
Quentin's going more for scoring with a whole bunch of stuff. So, you know, fast stuff like Scout, right? Josh
Yeah.
is trying to kill some stuff, though.
Master and Restless. If I kill you, I score them. We got Fire Slayers from Gentry Collier.
Yeah.
All the bodies.
It's a little bit of Magma Droth. You got 2
Really?
Magma Droth.
2 Magma Drops.
So yeah, this is kind of how I was building my Fire Slayers list. Just like a whole bunch of bodies that are slow, but then you have some fast damage dealers. So pretty interesting. I think the Volkite Berserkers with weapons are shit, but who knows? I think Fire Slayers has my favorite. Larry will agree. My favorite mechanics on really shitty War Scrolls.
They had such good mechanics that Lumineth get them.
Yeah, that's true.
Oof.
But they get a double up on theirs.
Yeah. Alright. KO Obed.
Alright, Travis, this is you.
Yeah, this is all
Okay.
Travis.
Let's see. He's got the frigate. He's got the ironclad. This is like the list you sent me this afternoon. Eric?
It's not his.
All right. Well, he is basically going for fight first with the frigate and shoot you to heck with the ironclad, and then those Von Grimm salvagers. I don't know if they are reinforced or not, but
they're
they
not.
put
It's
out a
standard
bucket
5.
load of attacks.
So the harpoon ones are the damage on an objective, and the salvagers are the movement.
I think so. I
Gotcha.
can look, but
No.
yeah.
Yeah. LRL. We've got Carter. He's got Severith.
Basically
Twin.
the meta trash
Yeah.
list. F.U. Carter.
About
got
the list, it
Blade
looks
Lords.
like he's been playing for a few months now. Played it at, the Worlds event.
Yeah.
And then we got Jace with Techless, Light of Eltherion, bunch of Sentinels, and also a bunch of Blade Lords.
Blade Lords are good.
Blade
Ethereal
Lords-
4 up is good. Or Ethereal 3 up, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. 3 up, 5
I don't know.
up.
They get 5 up ward. They do mortals. He's going to shoot you, and Techless is still a pain in the ass. And
They're on a
Eltherion's
4-up.
gross.
He was trying to bribe me to let the new book in.
I was trying to bribe you. Alright, Seraphon. We got Jonathan Schoen.
Oof. Here's a list that was hard to read, but I was in such a hurry I couldn't format it back to normal stuff. Like
It's
fucking-
fine.
It's
So-
not, Travis. It's not.
Both of these are pretty much Agrodon spam.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
With
can't
Jose
even tell
being
because of how
Only
it's-
Agrodon spam.
Well, Jose's list is super degenerate because what the hell's going on here?
So he's going to send 6 of them forward. He's going to kill something. You'll kill them. Then they come back.
Yep, with the slam.
Because it's a CP now instead of a reroll.
So, Jose is the coach for our TTS team, or I guess our team's team. So I was like, holy shit, this is a TTS list. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier. I'm like, did you not understand that this is a real tournament that you have to play with actual models?
Real people will be here.
So
Well-
in our chat, he's like, anybody got some Agrodon? So he's gonna be using
Yeah.
some borrowed models.
He messaged me. He's like, "You got Agrodons I can borrow?" I'm like, "I got 9." He's like, "Can I use some?" I was like, "Of course."
You enabled
think-
this, Brett.
I enabled several lists. I'm loaning out several models.
Yeah, I'm bringing the Scar brand for one of the Skaven players.
Oh yeah.
All right, and then the last one is kind of a more standard list, but it's still got. This list looks like Tyler would be happy because it almost looks like it is full on
Ooh,
Highlander.
Those double Saurus warriors, though, Tyler would not approve.
Yeah, that should have just been reinforced. But it's a little bit of everything. You're not going to chew through the warriors, especially since Derek picked a pack that has a lot of half terrain. Or Derek would call that good list building. I like this list. I like the other two also, but this one feels more balanced. Sons. We got Dwight, who's not playing Gargants. He's playing a Gargant.
He's got 2.
No, he's got... Oh, he does have 2. I can't read. But Kragnos, 2 Gargants, and pigs. I like it. We don't talk about Joe because...
Oh, he was just messaging me. He wants us to talk
Let's
about
talk
it.
He wants us... But see, that's why we weren't going to talk about it. Okay.
So
He's got Brock.
I
Got
have
Brock.
been coaching Joe on how to play this army because he's been doing the 4 giants, he's been going with the others, and I said this gives you the most board control, it gives you, the most kind of threat now that Man Crushers went down. You can bring the Gatebreaker, and then the only thing I don't usually do is the Furious Temper. I do the extra 5 wounds on the War Stomper. But I think that Furious...
Brett, I don't know if you know this, but this is coming from someone who beat Walker Giants on Giants.
On camera.
On camera. So the whole world could see.
45 minutes.
So you need to listen to what he said, because he's basically the best Gargant player in Missouri.
Except for that was Don for the longest time.
So... I do like this Gargant list because there's a lot of Gargants, but there's a lot of little bodies too.
And this army cost Joseph very little to get. He won most of this at Oklahoma.
Okay, Oakland. Yep.
Nice. I was gonna say my Gargant army consists of 2 Man Crushers that Alec won, I think, at the first Dark Omens tournament. I guess that was Taxman, right? No, that was the first Oklahoma Open, but it was Dark Omens. But lots of babies and 3 bigs. It's cool. I like it. And then we got Nick. He's got 3 bigs and Braggott's ROR.
The run and charge.
Yep. Run and charge.
And
All of
the
his
Gallapalooza gives some spells,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice.
Yep. Get the Paloozas. Can they still give like extra Ren to the squigs and stuff?
Yeah, they're probably going to be so separated though that
It'll never happen.
No, mostly it's there for extra units and run and charge.
Yeah.
I don't know, Travis. What do you think? Do you think run and charge with such big movement is even beneficial?
I never have found it necessary, but I know Don has tried this out. Yeah, he would also do the run and charge, either artifact or command trait. So some people like it.
All right. Iron Jaws.
Oof.
That's a lot of mega bosses on Maw Crusher.
This is a close one for best list.
And then we got Joe going the exact opposite way
literally
with
polar
awful
opposites here.
Yeah.
So if you like big monsters, you're gonna love Elric's list. If you don't and you like seeing a lot of little dudes, you'll like Joe's list.
Yeah.
I like the Maw Crusher list. That's fun.
They're
going to get in your face and just hurt you.
Yeah, there's actually a video that we posted recently on Sparkle Chat that's like list building. It's kind of like a diagnosis of list building. And they're like, 6 Maw Crushers some people just can't deal with. So this is one of those interesting ones, right? That, like, from a list building perspective, and also I've been looking at TTS lists. I'm like, oh, it's a TTS list. Did this man actually buy 6 Maw Crushers? He did, and he's doing it. But just like for list fundamentals, it's an interesting kind of thing. So it's like the fuck you Tyler list, right?
Yeah.
Deal with it, right? So
it's also not going for controlling objectives or playing the long game. It's going to get in your face and either kill you or die.
Yep, just like what my son wants to do.
Yeah, Iron Jaws, Alex list.
Yeah. Ogres. Less nobblers than he said he was going to use, so disappointed from Carson.
Lied to us.
Iron Guts. I don't like ogres. They hurt. They hit really hard. And I don't know enough about them.
I think that I've only played them once, but it always seems to surprise people on how much they can output and how much they can tank and how much they can move and charge and all that stuff.
Yeah. Is Mawpath Menaces, is that the one where they're like allowed to move?
Burger Lust.
Yeah.
Burger Lust.
That one's awful. It's good. I like, these are good lists. It's just, I don't want to be near them. 'Cause they like, oh, they're what, 5-up saves, but they're like 5 or 6 wounds apiece. They don't die like you think they should. Alright. Joel, our only feck user. He's got a bunch of potential, fight first with Crypt Guard. His Terrorgeist is really fighty, and Big Oosh to pick the Delusions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and a Zombie Dragon. Missed that.
3 big boys.
3 big boys. Those could really cause problems. Along with...
This list is really going to be liking the flat terrain pieces, the big flat terrain pieces I made. Same with Elric's.
Yeah.
I'm going to like those flat terrain pieces. I got a bunch of monsters.
Your monsters are kind of smaller. Dirthu's kind of got that oval base.
Well, yeah, but Alariel has, like,
the 100. Is she on 160 or 30?
Yeah, she's 160. Oof. Same as Archeon.
Her base is fat. Yeah, he's got a good defensive core and he's got a good offensive core that's going to be hard to pick your battles with. I like Joel's list. He's gonna play like Joel.
This is the same list he ran at Vault Wars that I played against him at.
Yeah, it is.
It was a challenge. He got me.
Alright, we got 3 Soul Blights. Are all of them Bacchanal? Yes, they are. Lots of Blood Knights, lots of Prince Forge Eyes.
And a Nephi.
And a Nephi.
True Blades are cool too, probably one of the cooler.
And Vengo Lords. I haven't seen Vengo Lords in a long time.
Yeah.
But we got 3 of them.
I will say I love Tyler's list because it has a bunch of skeletons.
Yeah.
And I just finished building a bunch of skeletons.
Yeah. I think this is Tyler's first GT. He's one of the new members of Sparkle. Really cool dude, and he's pretty excited. He grudge matched Wesley, who's got like the polar opposite, which it's cool to see, right? Just like how we saw on Iron Jaws. It's cool to see these polar opposites within the same book.
Yeah. But yeah, Soul Blight's just so deep that you can do so much with it right now. I'm loving it. I think Thomas probably has the most balanced list out of all of them, even with 20 Blood Knights, because the True Blades are going to pass out strikes last, and Dire Wolves can get you around the map. But I really love the skeletons. Nurgle.
New book Nurgle.
New book Nurgle. This man right here, Chase.
Trash. Garbage person.
He is, I think, the sweatiest guy going into this tournament.
What a garbage person.
Like, you talk about spam, and we've got 80 Pestigors.
I think he's just a bad person. I think we can all agree.
I think he's committing war crimes.
Once again, a TTS list in person.
And not only that, he is a TO. Where are his standards?
You know what I would say? Not a man of God. Not a man of God like he pretends to be, bringing 80 Pestigors.
Sometimes you go through a whole year of running everybody else's tournaments, and you just want to ruin someone else's.
Yeah, I get it. It's gross, and I don't want to see any of these lists.
The
I don't want to play against them because I haven't looked into new Nurgle enough.
yeah.
But my only like thing is like, as me personally, I have a lot of healing in my army, so I don't have to worry about disease as much.
Yeah.
Right.
The real problem with Pesticores that GW dropped the ball on is they didn't realize that, oh shit, we just knocked an entire army out that looked just like Pesticores. So people might just have 80 on hand that they had painted from that they don't want to play the old world. That's alright. They are now an undercosted unit in a great book.
The thing about Pestigores is they're less useful if they're in your territory, though.
Yeah. Anyways.
So keep on their side. Larry Reagan is probably one of the lists that I pick as my favorite. It's similar to the list that I have built in my app, and I have all of these models, except for the Scourge of Gyre and Rodriguez. I'm just doing the new Rodriguez. But
what's the Glockkin doing now? I know that it's a pretty popular pick.
It still gives out the multi-unit countercharge, but it also, let me get it pulled up here, the Glockkin. It's also doing -5 to control score while you're in combat with it.
Fun.
Hero or monsters on a 4-up cannot move or be removed from the battlefield. That would allow them to be set up.
Ooh,
and
Sylvaneth, here you go, Brett.
And you get +1 to hit against them. And then they have a spell with 12-inch range, cast on a 6. Roll a dice equal to a target's health characteristic. For every 5-up is 1 mortal wound to the max of 5, or max of 7. And then if any mortal damage is inflicted and it's not a manifestation or terrain feature, it's diseased. So pretty good.
For the last part that you just said, I think we're really in the second part of GW understands this edition now, because what did they just add with that disease thing? As long as it's not a manifestation. So now I don't have to answer 100 TO questions about wait, what is it? When is a Manny? When is not? Yep. So that was my first thing. I'm like, oh my god, this was written maybe not at the start of the edition.
Also, they gave the Glockkin a 6-inch move. I think they were a 4 before.
Yeah, the only thing I know about it is, like, you want them to, I think, charge you, and you don't ever really want to charge them.
Well, you just don't want to get within 12 inches of them, because then they could activate their counter charge for up to 3 units.
Is it free, or do they have to pay the CP one?
You have to pay a CP for them, and then everybody else that's wholly within 12 of them gets it for free.
That's awful. Okay.
You forgot to read the last list.
The last one?
Yeah.
Ryan Bowles.
Pretty balanced, right? A little bit of everything, kind of a buffet.
Yeah.
Is this?
Whereas these have.
Is this a Highlander?
I thought so. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is.
Look at
There's
that.
no duplicates.
Someone's been talking to Tyler.
Yeah.
You Ryan, you automatically have the best Nurgle list. Because you're Highlander.
Yeah. So my advice when you have like a new book of like, hey, I've got 5 minutes. What does your stuff do? So I think there's only like one big thing to know, and that's all 3 of them are Taliban. And know what that does. That's like the one thing you need to know, because that's going to potentially fuck up your entire game round 0. You want to explain what that is, Travis?
Yeah, basically they pick a unit in the deployment phase, and that unit is diseased, however you want to call it.
Plague Progenitor.
Plague Progenitor, that's what they call it. And you roll 2d3 on a 6, it equals or exceeds their health, it's disease. In the first battle round, while the Plague Progenitor has a disease keyword, it cannot use or be picked to heal or return slain models. And then every time the Plague Progenitor is picked to be the target of the spread effect, on the Blessed by Plague Father ability, inflict D3 on each other enemy unit within its combat range. So if you're playing any of these guys, deploy outside of 3 of everybody.
Yeah. So that's one. So if you can kind of imagine what it'd be like, say if you have a castle, you can't spread the castle out first turn. Now, is spread every unit, or you pick one unit to spread to? It's every unit, right?
Everyone in combat range, isn't it?
Yeah, so imagine you have a castle, and then you just, glassy-eyed when they explain what their thing does, and then they go first, and then you have, starting out 6 units that are, plague? That's not really rallyable off.
No. Alright. Zinch. We got John and Samuel. They are playing very different lists. We've got pinks, blues, and brims with some Zangors, and then we got a bunch of acolytes with some Zangors.
Yeah, both have Kairos with the battle tactic switch. It's pretty cool. So scoring easy. Scoring made easy.
Yep.
Yeah, they're kind of counter punchy. They've got some punch in them. They've got some tankiness. John's got the tankiness of the ROR, the Slaves ROR.
Yep.
Sam's got the horrors.
And he's got the Demon Prince. That Demon Prince is way harder to kill than you will ever think it is. If you think it's easy to kill, it is not.
Yeah.
And in Cinch, it becomes a wizard.
Yep.
Yeah.
But overall, it's one of those last hurrahs. It sucks that they missed the new book by, 4 days?
Yep.
Shame.
Yeah, Travis, when do you put your dates? What's your philosophy behind rules cutoffs?
I think I do the week before.
So, I get that, but what I think about is the person who's spent so long preparing their army, and then a week before it gets invalidated, which kind of sucks. So, what if...
But then you get the argument of, but the new book's out and I want to play my new book, and...
Yeah, totally.
Can't make people happy.
Nope, people are gonna hate you no matter what as a TO.
Yep. Slaves. We have Tyler Emerson. We're not going to talk about his list because it's just Highlander. No one cares about that.
No one cares. Boring.
No.
ChatGPT called him out as one of the lists I shouldn't worry about.
Did you tell him that?
Yes. He agreed.
But then we got Sean with all the Therodons, which are going to punch you in the face and make you cry.
Yeah, it's fun. Does he get the God Summoner this time?
Yep.
So he could, drop some out of his ass 6 inches away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, watch out for that, too.
Yeah, I think Tyler's list
kill
is really
the
cool.
summoner first, those guys die.
I played Tyler's list, or I played against Tyler with this list, and it kind of just has everything you need, which is really cool to have in a Highlander list. You've got tankiness, you've got speed, you've got the high damage mid-foot unit with Chaos Chosen.
It's a good list.
Yeah, we're just giving...
I love that every Slaves list is different.
Yeah, it's, a product of the book being so big.
Yep. So, we got 2 more Slaves lists. We got Austin with all the Cracker Jacks.
Hater Gators.
Yeah. What is that? 5 of them?
Do they just have a pretty decent combat profile? Why did we see...
They got pretty decent. I think it's 5 attacks, 7 in the Champions of Chaos, and then it does charge damage. Normally it's Ren 2 damage, but on charge it's Ren 2 3 damage, and crit mortals.
So just good war scroll being spammed.
Yep.
You should.
And he's got the Chosen in there too. So.
Did ChatGPT say this was better than Tyler's list?
It was more worried about Archeon.
So this is the list I thought was the scary one. Vanguard, Archeon, one of the classic combos of damage.
Damage.
Yep.
What do you got? Damage.
Damage. All of it.
But the thing about it is they can't be everywhere at once.
No, he's very limited on his units.
So this would be a list where I would have looked at the battle plans and been like, maybe not.
I mean, I looked at the battle plans and I took 6 models. Like,
well, you got double the amount of units he's got.
he's got more models than me in one unit.
That's true.
Remember, yeah. I like it. I like the Archeon. I love seeing the big giant.
Yeah. Austin has been talking about this list in the Sparkle chat for a while. It has dropped in amount of Carcadrax by I think half. So
What?
yeah. Good for him.
He probably swapped it out for that Chosen and that Chaos Lord, so he has some
Real
backfield
units?
defense. Yeah.
I also love that he just brought 5 of them because they're such a cool model. Corn. We got Baleful Lords twice.
Times 2.
This is what ChatGPT was also very afraid of.
Both have 2 Furies. Both have Scarbrand. Both have. Do they both have Wrath? Both have Wrath. Both have Rage. They're
all
the exact.
Bloodthirsters are the same. They're just anti-something, right? Kind of.
Why
With
is
the points, there's only
drops
so
in
many
1-5?
choices you can build.
Oh, it's kind of
for
like
this list.
a Lega or Tetris. Kind of you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's another Monster Mash kind of thing.
Yeah. But then we get Michael, who has Bloodletters and multiple Bloodthirsters. Probably a little more balanced, but I think Baleful Lords might be in a stronger spot than this style right now. Unless Karnak just murders people.
I mean, he does let you deep strike.
Yeah.
He lets you teleport. He's kind of like teleporting all over the board with his Flush Hounds.
Yeah. That could get them some sneaky points.
Yeah.
Hashut. I still don't know anything about Hellsmiths of Hashut. I see there's lots of spears in both. I see cannons and cannons in both.
With TARs, they can't generate the whatever points,
The
Dr.
DP
Pepper
points.
points. Yeah, they can't generate them the normal way, so that's why they have to bring the spears, because that's their only way of generating those points. I think Walker. I don't think the other guy has it. Oh no, they both have the Despot Depot, whatever you want to call it. War Depot.
Soggy one.
Yeah, which gives everybody within a certain range 1 desolation point, as long as he has 1. Yeah.
Okay.
So that they're basically building a castle around him and trying to get at least 1 from the spears onto him so that they can start being very mean.
Yeah, but overall,
Also, when you kill one of those cohorts, I think it's either free or a CP or maybe a 3-up, something like that. They can reappear anywhere on the outside of the board, half size.
Okay.
But overall,
So,
HOH is kind of just like a tempo army that they're going to, well, not these two, but, well, I guess sort of. They're going to be getting points as you go and, like, getting more powerful, kind of like a dock kind of thing, but then they can kind of allocate where they want to be powerful. So pretty weak to, like, the Alpha Strike, so yeah, it'd be pretty fun to watch these into the
Bloodthirsters?
Yeah.
How many points you got now with, all 6 Bloodthirsters?
And then the next two, we got Gabriel and Preston. Two different style lists, except I think all of them like the rocket battery.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, the rocket
artillery
battery
is
is
just
really
fun, right?
The artillery is fun.
It's just fun.
The bombards turn off commands. The rocket batteries just do big damage, and even more if you're a monster.
5 flat damage. You hear that, Brett? Those are doing 5 flat damage to monsters.
Yeah, I don't
As-
want to.
as-
No.
As Gabe likes to point out, he killed a Star Drake and Karazai on a one-day tournament against me, and I killed 3 Hobgrots with them.
It's all about trading, right?
Yeah, it was a
Just
very
get in
fair
combat
trade.
with them, and then you can laugh.
Yeah, I killed 3 models, and he killed my 2 biggest ones.
Well, Hobgrots are probably
Yeah.
like really expensive though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
70 points.
Skaven.
Here is where the Scar brand is being borrowed out to.
That's it.
Wait, what? Oh.
He went
Skaven with
the
a
narrative.
Scar brand. I approve.
Thankful,
Clan
Rat
Rats.
Ogres, Storm Fiends, Scar brand.
3d6
Mhm.
charging.
Yep.
More Rat Ogres, a Bell,
Yeah.
Brute Terror. This seems like more of the standard
Sure.
Skaven look.
Yeah, you know, kind of just like a Counter-Strike-y Rat Ogre
Yeah.
scam.
Get punched, punch back hard.
Yep.
And then this just looks like a whole bunch of shooting.
Yeah.
Well, sure didn't help it, so.
Yeah.
More shooting. God.
I love Jake's list. I don't love it. I think he's a bad person for bringing it. But it looks, once again, like a TTS list. He's like, I can shoot whatever I want.
His list was something like everyone keeps shooting
Yeah.
off all my models, so I
Said,
might
fuck
as
it,
well
I'll join
join
him.
them.
Yeah, it's let's say, hey, it's all right. You didn't have to bring Slanesh. You could just have fun for one round or one tournament.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty
Alright.
good spread, right? I
Yeah.
think there were like
Yeah.
4 armies that weren't.
So we were missing
Nighthaunt,
Beta
Slanesh.
Knights, yeah, Cruel Boys, Gits, and OBR. So not a bad miss on it. So what did you say your favorite list was, Derek?
Mine was the cannon or the steam tanks.
Storm,
All steam tank.
all steam tank.
What was yours, Brett? I know he liked Larry's. Travis liked Larry's.
Honestly, I really just want to see my son murder people with dragons. I really want to see that. That's what I want to see. I do like the steam tank list because I love playing cities.
He's also a really cool guy. I've played him a few times, or I played him in Lawrence, so always cool. He brought the not the Dread Saurian, the Corn Dragon to a flying monkey. It's like 3
Oh,
years
it's that
ago.
guy.
Oh, okay, I
I
remember
was
that.
there. I remember that.
Which
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the base. It's basically an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper.
It's a 5 plate
No, it's bigger than a pie
or
plate.
enchilada
Oh, yeah.
plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally that it is. So when I saw his list, I'm like, yep, this guy's that's who he is.
And then I think, where is it? I think Travis said Jose.
Jose's another one of my favorites, just because it's Jose and he's gonna play it well, and God help whoever's on the other side of that.
Yeah, it's like, hey, were you able to afford screens in this economy?
Nope, sure wasn't. I didn't get a single screen. Also, one thing I've noticed, looking through all these lists, there are a lot of monsters. These
Yeah.
things are going to eat good.
Do you guys have any lists that stood out to you as like up and running for top 3 or so?
You think like player or just
Well,
the
both.
list?
Both. I could see Jake doing super well because
Yep.
shooting,
He's a really good player.
good player in like a nasty list. Shooting is hard to counter, even with obscuring. Because, like, you know, right, like how many objectives are on obscuring? You know, none unless you roll well.
And I think the first battle plan, Roiling Roots, you can only obscure one objective per side, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, one per side. Maybe two, if you get it positioned in a good way.
Yeah.
But those middle ones are no man's land if you're going against shooting.
And even the thing about shooting is even if you're not shooting people, you're still getting an ROI because people are playing different, right?
Yep.
So, you know,
Yeah, they're having to think more. They're having to play safer.
Yeah.
Unless they're playing 6 Maw Crushers, and then...
yeah, you might as well just go,
Go-
boys.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
So-
shoot me.
So that'd be like the other list I really like is the Maw Crushers.
Also from Elric, who is an awesome dude, so he's going to have an enjoyable time no matter what.
Yeah. I think the skew lists are my favorites that were put here, just because they're fun.
Honestly, there's
I
a
think-
fair amount of skew lists.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Laurent's going to win it when you let him join finally.
Rolling dice in the alley.
Tell him he's only allowed to join if he's playing more dragons than Alec.
He'll find a way. Didn't he do Highlander? What was his ridiculous dragon
Du-
Highlander?
So it was
Double
both
dragon.
bigs, and then like
Yeah.
a bunch of smaller guys to get the
Yeah.
tactics. But it was like you could have done all 3 and done Highlander, and he's like, no, you can't. And I sent him a list that showed you could do it with like just a minute of clicking models after the names, and it's like you can Highlander with all named dragons.
Yeah.
They've got room. All right, so we are 9 days away from my favorite tournament coming up this year because it's on my birthday.
And it's our first GT of the year because
Yes.
Bash got moved.
Yeah, because Bash got moved.
But yeah, thanks for having me on, Brett. I appreciate you letting
Yep.
me sell my tournament to some people.
Yeah, you didn't need help selling it. You did that really well yourself.
Yeah, you sold out.
Every Tio's dream. You got people begging to be let in,
Yeah,
like Laurent.
It meant I actually had to paint all the terrain, though. Like, when we were at 25, I'm like, you know, maybe I won't paint them all.
And then the tickets just kept coming in, and you're like,
All right.
alright.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yep. Thanks, man.